Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for inviting me here today. I'm honored to be part of this major milestone. When I was first asked to come and speak today, I was met with some mixed feelings. I thought back to my time here when I worked at CWA and what I normally would do when I was asked to speak up here at the podium. I'd turn to Austin and give him the microphone and say, hey Austin, this is a great chance for you to practice in public speaking. Why don't you go ahead and take it over? Don't worry, Austin. Today I'm going to take over. Today I'm going to stand up here. I'm so honored to be part of this. This is the day that you graduate and move on to high school. I can barely recognize the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders that stood before me 5 years ago. Now in those seats are young men and women ready to take on the world. When I started to think about what I would say today, I looked at a photo that I have hanging in my current classroom. All right, now you can see the photo. So I looked at this picture from when we went to the Blue Man Group. We had created our own businesses in 3rd grade, and it led us to Chicago to see the Blue Man. This speech is made up of moments like that and lessons that stood out to me. So let's start with a pep talk.
Create something that will make the world awesome. That must be a pep talk. The world needs to stop being boring. Yeah, boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're good at that. Life is not a game, people. Life isn't a cereal either. Are we on the same team? I mean, really, right? I'm your team, you're my team. This is nice, people. We got air coming through your nose. We got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something. Suppose 2 roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less traveled. It hurt, man! Glass, workflow. Not cool, Robert Frost. But won't that world work too fast? I won't be the one that leads to awesome. Like that dude Johnny said, don't stop believing unless you drink stupid. You should do that. You're a better brain than keep going. Slowly going as you can. No matter going to have quit. Well, we did quit. But before that, in high school, what if you quit when you didn't make the team? You would have never made Space Jam. What will be your Space Jam? What will you create will make the world awesome? Nothing if you keep sitting there. That's why I'm talking to you today. This is your time. This is my time. This is our time. We can make every day better for each other. If we're all on the same team, let's start acting like it. We got work to do. If you're proud of it, oh, you can dance about it. You were made to be awesome. Let's get out there. I don't know everything. I'm just a kid. I do know this. The world is to face. So get to it. Create something that will make the world awesome.
So, how do you work to become more awesome? Well, from the lessons inside Miss C's classroom and CWA. Lesson 1. Our dreams don't come in jars. In 4th grade, we read the story BFG by Roald Dahl. BFG was a story about a big friendly giant who created jars full of dreams that he took to the children of England. In our class, we created jars like the one you see here. We put in oil and water, food coloring and glitter, and we shook them up. In the real world, we can't create our dreams out of oil and glitter and put them in a jar. In the real world, your dreams are going to take hard work and determination. At CWA, you practiced the 7 habits. One of them was to begin with the end in mind. So as you leave here today, I want you to start with that end. In 4th and 5th grade, we created mission statements. In 5th grade, we cut collages out of magazines of pictures of where we were headed, what we wanted for our life. In 4th grade, I held up Time magazine to you and I asked you, what would you do that is so great that would land you on the cover? So I'm going to ask you again today. Where do you see yourself going? What do you want to be when you're my age? I'll pause a moment, 8th graders, so you can get that moment and that image in your head. Do you have an image?
Yeah.
Great. Keep that as you travel through life. Along the way, you're going to have many, many choices. It's going to be important to come back and remember that image. In 3rd grade, we played a game of hot or colder. Somebody in the classroom would be looking for something and we'd chant, hotter, hotter if they got closer, or colder, colder if they moved far away. You can use that same game as you move on through high school and beyond. You're going to be faced with many, many difficult choices. Think back to hot or colder. If you're moving towards something, ask yourself, is this hotter towards that dream or colder? If your answer is colder, you'll know what decision to make. Part of our time, we also received periodic visits from a personal favorite of mine. He taught us that success was eating ice cream every day when he brought us ice cream sandwiches. He told us that the BFF stood for Big Fat Fish. And he taught us an important mantra in 3rd grade, resolve. Does anybody know who that person was?
Mr. Castleberry.
Mr. C, my dad. He sends his congratulations. He's off in Europe or he would be here with you today. But I wonder, does anybody still remember what resolve means? Well, in case you don't remember it, resolve means to promise myself never to give up on myself. Promise yourself today as you walk out the doors that same thing. Don't give up on that dream. Keep resolving and use the hot or colder game as your personal gauge to get you there. Lesson number 2. Explore the world. In 4th grade, you may have remembered we took some pretend trips across the USA. And we looked at many sites that were there. In 3rd grade, bless your hearts, you really thought I was taking you on trips around the world to see how people celebrated winter holidays. In 4th and 5th grade, we also took some pretty cool real trips. We went to see the Blue Man Group, and then in 5th grade, we went back to Chicago to see the Museum of Science and Industry. In 4th grade, we also went to Madison to see the Capitol and UW-Madison. In 5th grade, we also looked at different careers. We went to Applebee's to see behind the scenes, and to Clean Test to see robotics and machinery. My plane tickets were fiction, but hopefully it gave you a thirst for what is beyond. Beyond Capital West, beyond Milwaukee, beyond even the USA. I hope the trips that we took make you want to take more. As you go out in the world today, never stop exploring the ends of this earth. The more you learn about people and places, the more you'll learn about yourself. It may also help you to shift or change that image of where you want to be. Lesson 3. Remembering to be thankful and give back. During your time here at CWA, you've been given many opportunities to give back. In our classroom, you may remember we made gift bags for Children's Hospital. We also made gift boxes for kids who didn't receive gifts at Christmas. School-wide, you've had many opportunities, from running to support wounded warriors, to donations to the Humane Society, and many food drives. I still remember carrying in that big bag of rice so we could win. In 4th grade, we practiced being a bucket filler. In the book, we talked about how filling someone's bucket also fills yours. You may have outgrown the picture of the sparkly bucket with the happy face, but I hope that message will stay with you as you continue on today. The idea that no matter where you're going in life, somebody out there has it worse. I hope you had a chance while at CWA to really believe and cherish the wonderful feeling of helping someone to give back. Even something as small as spending time in the nursing home like we did in 5th grade will bring good feelings to everyone. The following is a powerful video which also speaks to this idea.
dito ito masay.
I felt the same, but in different words.
Thanks, ma.
Life is beautiful, so I hope as you go forward today, you make it beautiful for everyone. As this clip said, people are never going to forget how you made them feel. Taking the time to do kind things for others leaves a lasting impression on both your life and those you help. Today, I hope you take these lessons from CWA. How you treat others is the foundation of your character, and I hope it's one in which people will remember you positively. Lesson 4. Remember your support system. Make sure that you can find role models in many places, but make sure these role models have the same values you seek. In 5th grade, we had a contest to see a personal hero of mine, Donald Driver. We went to his book signing, and while we weren't able to see him there, Mr. Morrell was kind enough to take us across the street for hot chocolate, and coincidentally, we ran into him. The picture I took with Donald is also one that I keep on my desk at school, and when I look at this picture, I think of what he stands for. For those of you not in my class or familiar with Donald Driver's story, he grew up in the streets of Houston. At one point, he lived out of a U-Haul. What I loved and shared with the students in 5th grade about Donald is that he was able to rise out of this situation and play for the Green Bay Packers. But even more importantly than that, he never forgot where he came from, and he still gives back to multiple charities today. As you go through life, 8th graders, please make sure to look up to role models such as him. Find people who have the same values you want to have. There's an abundance of people in this world. Just make sure the ones you choose are the ones that make the choices you value. In 5th grade, there was also a poster that hung on my wall. It pictured a bunch of sharp crayons and one dull one in the middle. It read, "Surround yourself with who you want to be." That same poster still hangs in my class today because its message is so powerful. As you leave here today, many of you will be going to new schools, finding new friends. Remember back to that image of what you want to be? It's going to be important to find people who have the same vision as you. You might have to play the hot or colder game. You might have to decide people you thought had your vision don't need to be let go. 8th graders, I'd like you to take a second to look around this room at all the people who are here to support you today. Make eye contact with one important person. A mom, a dad, grandma, auntie, uncle, a teacher from CWA, even me. These people here are your support system. Give them a smile and don't forget them. Many have tried the same class that you're about to embark on, and they can give you guidance, even when you don't want it or like it. They can take your hand and pull you back towards your dream. When you want to hang out and study instead of study, they'll whisper, "Colder." When you experience success, they'll cheer, "Hotter, hotter." Listen to them and be thankful for them. I also encourage you to find more people. The bigger your support system, the more people will be pulling you back towards your dream. Overall, I want you to look back on the memories, but don't forget these lessons. As it comes to conclusion, in June of 2010, I sat here in a classroom at CWA. My 4th grade students were busy writing letters to themselves to open on 8th grade graduation. I was also writing a letter at that time, one I hoped that each of my students would read today. I signed, sealed, and placed a label over each envelope which read, "Don't open till 8th grade." Like all things, time has moved on. I don't know where all 24 letters are today, but I do have one I'd like to open and read to you now.